The Eden Area Food Alliance was formerly called the Ashland Cherryland Food Policy Council. Now, there are numerous food policy councils in many states around the nation, and they deal with the food issues in mostly lower income and areas that what we call a food desert. And so what they do is deal with the policies. And so when you look at all this work we're doing around food, there has to be the idea that there are rules and laws and legislation that needs to be changed. So when we're trying to bring this back, urban farming is really, it's not row cropping, it's not large-scale farming. When I look at the reasons why we do this, they're health beneficial reasons. We go to all these doctors to take care of a lot of our illnesses when just a good day out in the soil really can do wonders for your body too. A lot of us do this just for the pure love of it, with the idea of the access to good, healthy food. We have regular meetings once a month, the first Wednesday of the month at the Hayward Adult School, and we address these issues. We've done we mentioned the Assembly Bill 551 that converts vacant properties residential into agricultural use. We're working on promoting that ordinance and being able to put that through. And what I say a lot is connecting the dots with the people in the community that are doing such amazing work that when you identify with as a group, we have such larger strength and power to get these changed. And so we encourage you, we do have information about the Alliance on the table, and there's, like I said, a lot of the Alliance members here.
Okay, so, well, here we are today at Bohannon Middle School. We're having an awesome garden day. We've probably got 30 to 50 kids here with us, probably 20 adults. We've got people from the Eden Area Food Alliance. We've got Bohannon Middle School families. So this garden has been a really long time in the planning. Our intention is to turn it into a labyrinth, so a meditative labyrinth. Kind of goes along with the whole idea of our School of Restorative Justice. I think that kids should be relaxing and meditating and learning more about themselves rather than sitting in a detention hall copying paragraphs. So I'd like to be able to use this garden as a tool for those kids. It's going to be planted with natives and medicinal herbs, as well as the three sisters, corns, beans, and squash. But look at it, it's amazing. Hey kids, can you give us a wave from the labyrinth? Just give us a little wave. Kids, we're doing an awesome job. What else is new?
Well, it looks to me like they're building a maze, and it's amazing. So fabulous to see all these kids and their parents out here working and actually doing so much for themselves. I think that the fact that my grandchildren are at home playing video games right now, and these kids are out here getting exercise and breathing in the fresh air, and if we can get them more involved and get more projects like this, it'd be great for the future of these kids.
My Food Alliance people. There's Sunil right there. Hi, Sunil. Well, our goals with the Food Alliance are to not only get the kids away from their TVs and their Game Boys. Our goal is to get the kids out here, working in the garden, breathing the fresh air, getting their hearts pumping, getting some real exercise. And you know what? I got to tell you, I think we got some adults that look like we wore them out a little. Look at that sweat. The heart's pumping, and we're creating a beautiful area that is going to produce food. This is going to be a place that the kids are going to learn about stuff like that. And I think that's really important, you know, hands-on stuff. So this morning, it was just grass. And then we came in, we figured out how to place the straw wattles. That was a little bit of an experience. We threw down the cardboard. We hauled in hundreds of wheelbarrows full of mulch. We brought in the dirt, and then guess what? In a couple of weeks, we're going to be ready to start planting. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The kids are going to love it, and we're going to be eating fresh fruits and vegetables right out of our fabulous new garden.
Okay, so this was, when we got this property, it was a vacant, very well-known house. The two folks that we'd worked with initially, Chanel Allen and Susan Beck, were the original creators of Dig Deep Farms, had started their other operation called Soul Sisters. And so they were on a radio program. They were asking for folks to take a look at turning their homes, their single-family homes, with some property into an agricultural type setup. We wanted to be able to utilize this property as a piece of education for community. Yeah, this was, like I said, not part of the original farming of the property, but, you know, like with any opportunity, other opportunities are created. Across the street here is the Hayward Adult School, and we actually have a MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, to be into their kitchen, which is really just a big storage area. It's an old 50s high school, and so we have storage containers. So when we produce food here we have a relationship over here with the school. It's a really, like, okay, now we're continuing to build these pieces. So, you know, a year goes by, 2 years go by, we're just clearing soil, clearing debris, amending the soil, you know, bringing in compost and, you know, composting on site, continuing to trim the trees and to kind of try to draw some health. We kept tilling the soil and bringing up more stuff and, you know, just history. I mean, you see little, like, toy cars from the 70s, and you kind of had this whole yard that probably grew food. You know, the house was from the 20s, and, you know, I just always picture families that, you know, back then they had chickens and bees and raised food and had little corner stores, and, you know, and I see that we're actually, you know, unearthing the history of this area and also bringing the history back to the people that live here now. We do have a lady working with us, Sandra Nevada Lee, and she does all of our native plants, and so we do beneficial native plants, so butterfly, bees, but also to the soil. So it's really the idea of this type of small-scale urban farm is to have a good combination of the pieces here. Mm-hmm. So in a small area, you know, we do have our chicken coop, our bees, our 3-bin composting system. We wanted to be able to have kind of a demonstration to show with a decent-sized lot, you can put all the pieces here. We'd have a lot of work days. We brought a lot of folks in. People come and go. You know, sometimes I always say if there's 2 people show up or 10 people show up, you know, the hole still has to get dug, and, you know, we do our thing. Then 4th year, we grew a little food here, and that was last year. We, you know, amended the beds for the final time, you know, and designing the beds too, and the layout of the garden here. We had a very bountiful crop. We had lots of kale and cucumbers and zucchini and tomatoes and greens, and it was good. We saw really it's a good exposure here, so it's you know, it was ideal. I think that you know, connection is really fun to the people. I look at, you know, if we're going to actually try to engage some of the neighbors, you know, you got to be sensitive to what, you know, they want to eat. You go round and round, and I just think cultures are so wonderfully wrapped up in food that you just can't go wrong. I mean, you come here and you share some oranges with someone, and they leave here with the bag of food. I swear, it's the best feeling in the world, and the smiles on their faces, it's like, yeah, living good.
Hi, I'm Claudia McDonough. I'm a 5th grade teacher here at Colonial Acres, and this is one of the school gardens that Eden Area Food Alliance has been working on to get it in shape for students to be able to plant and eat vegetables. So this time of the year there's a lot of sourgrass that needs to come out, and volunteer artichoke plants that we're transplanting, and the idea is to plant as many edible foods here as we can that kids can just plant and then later pick and eat. Spinach, lettuce, carrots, chard, and of course tomatoes, strawberries, those kinds of things. So kids love to work in the garden, of course, and they learn so much when they get to come out here and enjoy the produce that they've helped to, you know, bring about. So In this bed we've done snow peas before, and I think we're going to do climbing green beans because they're so fun to pick and eat when they're green, and then kids like to replant them when they're mature because they come right back up again. We've had some outdoor education classes here. Our benches were built for outdoor garden lessons. Trying to mulch around the beds now to keep the mud and the grass down a little bit. And you see we have drip irrigation, which saves a lot on water. We had tons of cucumbers in this bed that the kids got to pick and eat. We had all kinds of lettuce that was really successful last year that the kids enjoyed picking and eating, as well as yellow squash, which a lot of them hadn't had. So they were quite willing to try it once they grew it. You can see in the distance there's an orange tree which produces lots of oranges. There's a lemon tree here, and there's an apple tree at the other end that a teacher planted too. So we're hoping to get some more fruit trees in here and to get these grapevines trellised up so that they can do better up off the ground. It's a good growing area. We get just the right amount of sun and very rich soil, and yeah, we can produce a lot of food in this garden.
Hi, I'm David, and I just live down the street. I'm just a neighbor.
Hello, I'm Kyoko Guillory Gonzalez. I'm also just a neighbor.
My name is Vivian, and I am a Hayward native.
My name is Julie Greenfield.
I'm Sandra, and I live in Castro Valley.
I'm an Alameda County Public Health Commissioner.
My primary role is as County Director for Alameda and Contra Costa counties, but I'm also the Urban Agriculture Advisor for the 5 counties of the Bay Area when there's time.
Member here at Paradise Gardens since its inception, and watch it grow and transform into a vacant lot into a beautiful green space.
I'm a researcher, funding from NSF, and I'm so in support of this project.
And I love what you all are doing, and we just need everybody to do something like this.
It's like even the Director of Public Health recognizes that better food in the community brings better health to people, and it builds neighborliness.
Hi, my name is Dora. I used to be neighborhood.
We learned a lot, especially from Rick, but in general from many of the folks involved with this community garden.
And I love learning about all the great stuff that Sandra and everyone comes here to teach us every month.
So it's, just a nice community place to be. Thanks.
I mean, isn't that an amazing, just a few people here, and what the breadth of knowledge and the breadth of concern about our food system. And so again, we talk first Saturday of every month, and we hang out and we share our information. So really appreciate your time on this Saturday.